This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DVL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, October 14th. I'm here with Stephanie, Brandon, and Erica. I'm Jeff. Good to be back, guys.
Yeah, great to have you back, Mr. Hollywood.
I was fishing for that one.
What'd you bring me?
Some chocolates.
Thank you.
Some famous ones from the factory. All right. Actor Jeremy Renner is going through a child custody battle, and it's starting to get ugly. His ex-wife said he was on drugs and threatened to kill her and himself, but Jeremy says she's making it all up, and she's the one with the psychological problems, and it's all just a cash grab. So is this another he said, she said situation we got going on here? Or do you think they both have a legitimate point? I don't know.
Well, this is something that's been going on literally 4 years, and I find it interesting that he says it's just another cash grab when they've actually settled in court a set amount which cannot be changed now. So I don't see how she's trying to get more money.
That's in terms of child support.
Right.
Child support for the kid.
Yeah, but then that's set now and that's done. It's put at a cap level, and anything else that goes into that is into a separate locked account for their child, Ava, so she has no access to it anyway.
But with these new allegations, then I feel as though that can maybe be broken. Like her lawyer or something can go to the courts and ask her for more money.
Because it's a custody battle
or full custody of the kid. I mean, we're saying things like, you read in the reports and she's saying things like he fired a gun in the house when the kid, with the 6-year-old kid, was in the house. So there's screenshots of some of their texts and some of the power and the abuse of power between the two of them. But if you're going to screenshot a text, I want to see the picture of the bullet hole that's in the house. You know what I mean?
See, here's the thing. It's none of our business. I don't understand that it's a celebrity situation and they're, high-profile people. But, I'm not looking for proof. I'm looking to hopefully not hear about this again, because there's no good that comes out of a public child custody battle. It's not good for people who aren't famous, and it's not good for people who are. The biggest difference is most people's children aren't going to be able to Google all of the things that you slung at each other 10, 15, 20 years from now, but their child is. So if these things are true, any of them, I hope that they're getting the help that they need, because that's going to be more important than banter, going back and forth battling over he said, she said, what really happened.
But right now, if you're trying to, he's worried about his career right now. So having these sort of allegations that are being thrown out there against him, he has to be able to defend himself to keep those checks coming in.
But what I would encourage people to think about is when you're going through times where you're not seeing eye to eye, especially when it's so heightened, think about the fact that this is something that you can either win or you could be successful. So when people decide to go the more volatile approach, there's going to be backlash for every single thing that you do, and now you're at the top of this hill where everybody's watching you sling mud at each other, and it's just destructive. I'm sure that would have been a very practical solution way back when, but they chose to fight it out.
And in the end, it's the kid who suffers with all this in the media, like you said earlier. All right, guys, actor Cuba Gooding Jr. is in trouble once again. Raquel, what's going on?
Jeff, more women are accusing Cuba Gooding Jr. of sexual misconduct. TMZ reports they came forward after his groping arrest, and Cuba is now facing a new criminal charge from a second woman. This incident allegedly happened last year, and police are also investigating 3 other claims going all the way back to 2008, bringing his total number of accusers to 5. The Oscar-winning actor has pleaded not guilty to the original charges he faced in June for groping a woman at a bar, and he'll be back in court tomorrow.
All right, Raquel, thank you. We just said there's 2 sides to every story. We're going to have to hear Cuba's side. Thank you so much. All right, guys, Elton John's new memoir comes out tomorrow, and he has a lot to say about Michael Jackson's later years. Elton said every time he saw him, he thought he had lost his marbles, and he also thought Michael was mentally ill. So what do you make of Elton saying these things about Michael Jackson? He doesn't say anything about the alleged allegations. He's just talking about his personal point of view.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear from Elton John, because Elton John knew Michael Jackson from the time that Michael was a little boy until his adult years, and Elton John is one of the very few people who have absolutely nothing to gain or lose by being honest about his experience with this person. So I think it's a very interesting perspective, because clearly it's something that has been on his mind for quite some time. I mean, think about how many people Elton John has encountered, and he's chosen to speak on this.
Yeah, and I think he's been very open about his own self, his own mental health issues, the fact that he's had lots of different types of abuse within his life, whether it's been eating, whether it's been drug and alcohol influence. So I think he's very open.
Right.
And I think from what I can tell, looking into this, it's more him saying like he was genuinely concerned and he genuinely thought Michael was mentally ill, and he's not, I don't know, I hate using this word in this sense, but like bashing him, so to speak. So
it's a unique perspective, you know what I mean? Because not a lot of people get to go through that curtain and see famous people the way Elton John does.
Yeah, it's unique, but it's also unfortunate. You know, like regardless of what anyone thinks about Michael Jackson right now and what what he's alleged to do, I take what you just said about how he's known him since he was a kid, and he really needed nothing from him. So nowadays we have the Justin Biebers that can come out and they can go get therapy, they can go get help. Michael Jackson back at that time, we don't know for sure, but he wasn't living in the time that we live in now, where it's like you can go see a therapist to go talk about what the things you went through childhood, and this celebrity. Now remember how big the Jackson 5 was. National celebrity
International,
international celebrity before the Twitters and all that. So who knows what could have been going through that guy's mind at that time. And it's just really unfortunate.
We don't know. Yeah. The memoir looks interesting. I just saw his movie over the weekend.
Oh, you liked it?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I didn't know a lot of those things on there. I didn't know he didn't write his own music.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
He didn't write the lyrics.
He didn't write the lyrics. He wrote the backing music, but he didn't actually write any of the lyrics.
I thought that was super interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're still best friends now. They still talk to each other, but they don't actually see each other.
Who is that guy? He's some hero. All right, guys, we're going to move on right now. Check this out. Is that Pharrell or is that a giant bedspread? We don't know. The singer is on the cover of GQ magazine titled The New Masculinity Issue, but people are saying he looks like a comforter, and social media is upset because they chose a straight guy to be on the cover, as opposed to someone like Emmy winner Billy Porter. He's interesting right there, right? Who certainly made bold fashion statements in the past. Do you think, to me, I think kind of masculinity is subjective. I don't know. I don't know if you could say they should have put a gay guy in the cover or anyone. You know what I mean? It's all subjective.
I think if they had have chosen someone like Billy Porter, it would have been far more kind of. I would have expected that. I'd have expected that more when it's an issue on masculinity, showing that GQ are. I mean, GQ are a very forward-thinking menswear magazine, and I think them using Pharrell is pushing the boundaries slightly more, because Pharrell is someone. If you look at him, he is all about aesthetic. He's all about kind of pushing the boundaries, trying new things. He was wearing women's wear in public and for magazine shoots and for music videos years and years and years ago, when no one would ever do that. So I think he represents like being comfortable within yourself and doing whatever you want to do and portraying yourself as how you feel comfortable, never mind what anyone else says.
Right. Because I mean, you're affirming what he's saying. It is subjective. Like the GQ could have had about 4 different men to be on the cover. You could have had The Rock. You could have had Pharrell. You could have had Billy Porter. You could have had Jared Leto, the guy with the headband.
You could have had a direction with that.
Because we are in the gender revolution right now. We've had the industrial revolution, the tech revolution, and now is when gender fluidity and those sort of things is kind of coming to the light, and it's okay now in a way.
See, I think, Billy Porter, God bless him, he is having his day in the sun. And I mean, he's being, and there's always a lane for everybody.
Yes.
I think Pharrell is a very interesting choice, because Pharrell was also in the beginning of the Me Too movement.
Yep.
Pharrell with Robin Thicke had blurred lines, and people called it a rapey song. It was the song that was actually the basically soundtrack for the Me Too movement. And he talks about his evolution and changing his thinking. This is a big part of the article. Also, the front cover, Pharrell never makes a decision without there being thought behind it. So that's meant to be an art piece. It's meant to make people talk about it. It's meant to be subjective. I think it's interesting that it looks like a blanket or a comforter, because it also shows his comfort in wearing things that he feels the most comfortable in, regardless of if it's male, female, seen light or dark. So I think that there's a lot more to this to make people think than just Pharrell was picked for the cover.
So, Erica, question. Pharrell can we bring that cover back up where it says the new masculinity? What would you say to people who look at that and have a problem with that and feel like it should say the new masculinity for Pharrell and not speak for every man out there?
Well, I think if someone said that, then that's also a part of the subjectivity. It's a part of the discussion. Okay. In order for, you don't have to love everything. The real thing is that you talk about it.
Yep. I wonder where do you wear that to?
I would come up with some places. I would come up with some places.
How much do you think that cost?
Oh, it would have been so much.
A lot.
I dread
Crazy.
to think.
DBL is live, and coming up, home renovation guru Tide Pennington is back with another show. He tells our own Sam Shocker how it will breathe new life into small towns. And iconic roles that almost went to other actors. We're blowing your mind with behind-the-scenes secrets when DBL comes back. We're on. We just got done with the Pharrell story, and we were saying, where could you wear that outfit?
I bet that outfit is almost the deposit on a house somewhere. That's how much.
I was gonna say $5,000.
I'd say a bit more.
$5,000 for that.
Bit more.
That's a lot of material.
That is a lot of material.
And that's custom made, you know. So.
Let's go 13.
Oh,
13
gee,
grand.
Thanks. I'm baby Erica today.
You're not. You're not.
Yes.
Seriously?
It's yours now.
I'm baby Erica. Whenever I wear anything of Erica's, I'm like, I'm baby Erica today.
I'm baby Erica.
It's not Pharrell nice, but it's nice. You know?
It's Erica nice.
Baby Erica.
Baby Erica.
Reached the point where you're now baby Erica.
Baby Erica, don't.
don't.
No, it's for Erica. It's don't. So.
I'm trying to Google this coat.
Yeah, well, I wonder how much
it is?
Yeah, I bet it was expensive.
All right, let's take a guess on how much it is.
$13,000.
I think it's got to be
Which
way
coat
more.
are you talking about?
$13,000.
The
Pharrell.
one
Pharrell's
that looks
cover of
like
the
it looks like a big
cover?
sleeping blanket, a sleeping.
You think so?
Yeah, I reckon it would be. Honestly, I think it would be almost like a deposit on a house.
No, I'm going
That's
60,000.
I don't think it'd be that much. I reckon 20
just
to
guessing.
30.
Reckon? What are you in the West? The West?
She
So
says-
you're 13.
She's
you're-
speaking the Queen's
20 to
English.
30.
No, you have to guess a number.
Okay, 22,700.
Wow, I was
You can't just
I know.
just round up to the nearest.
Erica, go $1. Go $1.
$1.
All right, let's see what's up.
She's waiting on
Or
it.
you could go
I'm still trying to
60,000
find it.
and $1.
Oh,
DBL. I mean, we
We
should have.
So I was on what the hell is it? What's
There's
it?
boot camp. Bang.
No, the show that we're just talking
Big
about.
Brother. Bang.
The Price is Right.
Price is Right.
But
You
with
know
a
Price is Right?
with the partner, you know what I mean? So this woman was on, so I got to be on with her, and then we got chose to do the thing, and I'm like, do $1. And she's like, really? I'm like, I don't know. Don't you just want to do $1? And she's like, yeah. And she got it wrong, and I was like, oh man. Then she got the next one wrong, and I was like, don't listen
Okay,
to me
well, the
anymore.
coat is by
But
Montclair.
finally, the last one we got on.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
right.
it's by Montclair, so a general jacket by Montclair is like 2 to 5,000 for a general everyday coat.
All right, we're gonna find the name.
Try.
Welcome back to DBL. One of the most in-demand actors in Hollywood recently revealed that he turned down an iconic role and a huge payday. Check this out. Matt Damon said he regrets not playing Jake Sully in Avatar and missing out on the $250 million in royalties he would have earned. So we're going to take a look at more iconic movie roles that were almost played by other actors. Not a lot of gasp, because that's a lot of money.
Sorry, I was still looking for Pharrell's coat.
See how much it costs. All right, first up, Emma Stone won an Academy Award for her role in La La Land, but the director had a different Emma in mind for the part.
Different
Emma
Emma.
Thompson?
Ooh, that's Uma.
Emma, how many Emmas are there?
I'm trying to think.
You guys are missing one. All right, let me give you guys
Emma
the answer.
St. Clair.
Let me give you guys the answer.
Who?
The answer is Emma Watson.
Oh, you know what? I
Turned
think
down the role.
that's what I meant.
She was too,
not Thompson.
she was, quote, too busy to prepare for all of the singing and dancing. Plus, Harry Potter, she got her money too.
I mean, she was wrapped up by the time she was 12 years old. She didn't need to work no more.
She's doing all right. She's doing all right. Next up, Forrest Gump is one of Tom Hanks' most iconic roles, but this greasy, listen to this greasy actor almost sat on a bench telling the world life is like a box of chocolates.
John Travolta.
Yeah.
Grease.
Yeah.
There you go.
I could never see John Travolta.
There it is.
I
John
couldn't
Travolta
see
turned
that
down the
either.
role to star in Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction.
I mean, that's another iconic movie, so I
That
think
was
they
a
both
good
picked
role
the
for
right
him.
roles. roles.
I think that was perfect. It worked out
Yeah.
good for them.
Yeah.
They both picked the right roles.
I think that was good. All right, next, it's hard to see anyone other than Bryan Cranston as Walter White, but this actor who shot to fame after taking the most epic day off was handed the script first.
Ferris Bueller.
There you go. There you go.
Matthew Broderick.
There you go.
I was like, what's his name?
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick, she's right, was the favorite to play Heisenberg, but when AMC brought the show, the part was recast. Or bought the show, the part was
I can see
recast.
that.
I've never seen it, so I don't know that one.
Really?
El Camino's out on Netflix.
Never
So
seen
now
it.
do you think Bryan Cranston is going to make an appearance in there? I don't want to give any spoilers out, but it's been a while. think
Well,
we can
I
say
still
what's
haven't
going on.
seen the last episode, Jeff.
Oh, that's right.
What's going on?
Remember
Are you
that?
gonna watch it?
I have a problem with closure.
Well, I think
I told you that.
well, I think if you read between the lines, you could figure out what happens. All right, finally, Jason Alexander was the perfect George Costanza on Steinfeld, but this late night TV show musician almost became Jerry's sidekick.
Not seen this American show either, so.
You've never
Bald
seen
guy?
No, we've talked about it a
Yeah.
million times.
Oh, his
David
name
Letterman's.
is Paul Schaefer.
There you go. The answer is Paul
Well done,
Schaefer.
Erica.
Could you believe that? Seinfeld left a message with Paul's assistant offering him the part, but Schaefer never responded.
I see that.
I don't know about that one. I
New
don't know.
phone, who this? Seinfeld got a new phone, who this?
Assistant is so fired.
But Larry David co-created that show, and Jason Alexander's part on that show is Larry David in real life. So I think Larry would have had to be part of that phone call
But
somehow.
George Costanza looks like he's a George Costanza. The bald head guy doesn't look like a George Costanza.
Well, Larry's bald, and I guess they're all
Okay,
bald.
okay, that makes sense.
It's a bald club. Interesting, huh?
Yes.
Fun on a Monday. Coming up on DVL, home renovation icon Ty Pennington is at it again. DVL co-host Sam Shocker goes one-on-one with him to talk about his show that gives back to small businesses when we come back.
Welcome to our Entertainment Blast, where I give you 3 entertainment stories you might have missed today. So, after facing serious sexual assault misconduct allegations, Louis C.K. is working on a comeback, adding more tour dates and shows across the U.S. He admitted to acting inappropriately in an apology statement, and his return has been met with mixed feelings. So what are your thoughts on his return, DVL Nation? And Megan Fox just shared a rare photo of her and her kids. Her crew stopped by Disneyland all dressed up for Halloween, and I mean, if you can start Halloween early, do it. So I commend them all. Her husband, Brian Austin Green, also made an appearance. And speaking of Disney, Disney's new streaming service will be here next month, and we're getting our first look at the 600 movies on that list. I'm talking all the classics like Fantasia, to Pixar's Finding Nemo, to Marvel, to Star Wars, and it also includes original show programming. And that's it for today's headlines. See you next time.
Welcome back to DVL. Ty Pennington made his mark in the renovation world on Extreme Home Makeover Edition. Thank you. Now he's helping entire towns thrive on Hulu's Small Business Revolution. Earlier, our own Sam Shocker talked with Ty and his co-host Amanda Brinkman. They gave her a sneak peek of what to expect in today's DVL Spotlight. We are live.
Ty Pennington and Amanda Brinkman, thank you so much for joining DBL. I gotta tell you, as a small business owner myself, I am so excited for Small Business Revolution. So, Ty, you are a renovation icon. I look to you for inspiration. How is the transformation process on this show different than some of your past projects?
Well, on the past projects, I mean, we are literally tearing down houses to the ground.
Well, then let's do it! Hey, bus driver, pull over!
With Small Business Revolution, it's really about saving a business. So we're adding things to it, we're sprucing things up, but we're definitely not necessarily tearing things down. The effect that you can have by revamping a business, it's miraculous to see the change, but it's also what's really awesome is to see the belief in themselves once they've gone through the season and you realize that they've got a grip of how their business is changing and a new way of looking and running it.
Yeah, I think the boost in morale is something that I don't think anybody but a small business owner could probably describe to you how important that is. And Amanda, I want you to give me the inside scoop on the town that's featured this time around.
Searcy, Arkansas, which is an incredible small town in central Arkansas, and we really fell in love with their sense of community. They give back disproportionately not only to each other, but they have a great number of nonprofits and are really passionate about the foster care community.
Wow.
So those families really step out and take care of children when their families can't.
Why was it important for both of you to be a part of this mission to help small town America? And I thank you just personally. I think it's so cool.
We decided to go out and put our money where our mouth is and actually walk alongside them and help them.
For sure.
I can't wait. And like you said, as viewers, we can really learn. So you also have this pay it forward mentality. But Ty, before I let you both go, I have to ask you about the book you released earlier this year. Did I hear you wrote it in 7 days? How did you pull that off?
I'm one of those people, like, if there's not any chaos in the room, I'll create some chaos just so I can figure out how to solve it. But yeah, it was a challenge because I wanted people to really get an idea of how extreme sort of my life has been. And honestly, you really got an in-depth look on sort of like inside my brain, which isn't always, well, clear.
Well, speaking of which, I have to thank you for being so open about having ADHD because, you know, I've worked with kids and a lot of kids who are diagnosed with ADHD and they end up feeling bad about it. They shouldn't. How did your ADHD benefit your career? How is it your superpower, so to speak?
The truth of it is like there's many years when my mom as a child psychologist was trying to figure out what I would be good at, and the one thing that I always went back to that I could focus on was either sort of solving geometrical puzzles or drawing. My advice to anybody dealing with those kind of challenges with the ADHD is let them go through whatever door they seem to be passionate about, because you never know in the end if they can use all those different paths that's going to lead to one incredible destination.
Wow, you both amaze me. You really do. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Ty and Amanda. I can't wait to watch Small Business Revolution on Hulu. Both of you have a fantastic day.
Thank you.
And you can already nominate your own town for the show's next season. Just head to smallbusinessrevolution.org. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm Jeray Banks, makeup extraordinaire for Daily Blast Live, and today we're talking about some of my favorite red light beauty tips. Now, these are my favorite tips to get you through a quick fix without having to ruin your whole makeup sleigh. Yes, honey, I'm here to help you save the day. So, did I just do a whole haiku? Go ahead, sis. Now, to get back to our point, we're talking red light beauty tips such as how to put on your makeup. Now, I'm not gonna tell you the actual technique, but I'm gonna tell you which step you should be putting in your makeup. Now, I want you to think, what do you usually do, or most people do? We put on our base first and add the blush and the bronzer and warm everything up. It's a good time, right? But then when we get to eye makeup, we almost always have this big mess underneath our eye. Think about that last time you did a smoky eye. I know, sis, it was a mess for sure. That whole black cloud underneath, it's never fun. So let's go ahead and think smarter and not harder, all right? Now, instead of doing our makeup first or our foundation first, I want you to start doing your eye makeup first. This is a great way that a lot of professional artists use to go ahead and make sure that we're actually helping to release or reduce time that we're using to correct any under eye fallout. It almost always happens, so this is the best way to help you fix those issues. Now, another issue, if you may have gotten a lot of fallout underneath that eye. Going back to that whole smoky eye issue, we can actually take a little bit of an eye cream or moisturizer on a Q-tip and utilize that to go ahead and remove any excess makeup products that might be underneath your eye. A lot of pros wouldn't tell you, but I'm nicer than the rest of them, y'all. So with that being said, I want you to go home and try out using that double-sided Q-tip to take out any excess makeup from underneath your eye. And also remember that quick tip, do your eye makeup before your foundation. It'll save you a lot of pains later on in the day. Now, you can thank me later, guys, and you can follow me at Dre for the Slay for more beauty tips. We'll see you guys next time. Welcome back to DBL. We have to give a big DBL shout out to country icon Dolly Parton. She celebrated 50 years, that's half a century, at the Grand Ole Opry in Tennessee. All week long, the Opry celebrated Dolly Week, and over the weekend, she took to the stage to sing, obviously, her biggest hits. She's not slowing down. She's got a new podcast, a Netflix show that debuts next month, and a Hallmark movie named Christmas at Dollywood, and it comes out in December. Fitting for a Christmas movie.
Way to go, Dolly.
I
Fresh
know,
in
like,
lifestyle.
Check her out, like just casually wearing leather and rhinestones, looking fabulous. I mean, how old is Dolly again?
I don't know, it's 50 years at the Grand Ole Opry, so she's above 50.
I think she might be like in her late 60s, early 70s, isn't she?
Yeah. 73.
73. I mean, oh, good for her. What a babe.
You gonna check out the Christmas movie?
Yeah. No.
It comes out in December. We'll see you guys back, same time, same place tomorrow, everybody.